Hello, Rune here. I'm going to call this episode 0.1 because we're playing the demo of Loop Hero. So this game comes out on the 5th of March, so once it does, I'll start up with episode 1. I've been really looking forward to this game. I've watched a few people playing it, not really sure how they're playing the full version. I guess the developers just given it to them and allowed them to make content about it, which I'm very jealous of. But anyway, we are just a low-level pleb, so we're just going to be playing the demo, and I'm really excited to check it out. So we'll start a new save slot. Here we go, and I guess we'll play through the tutorial. I have watched a couple of people play before, but skip ahead 5 minutes if you don't want to watch the tutorial. So the stars in the sky are going out one by one, but no one notices it. No one can stop it. I'm racing to the last place where there's still hope. I need to make it before it's too late. Sounds of agony will quickly fade. The world will be destroyed. Even the memory of it will be gone. And even if there is absolutely no chance of bringing everything back, there will always be someone who's willing to do the impossible. In a place without space, without time, without memories. Where am I? I can't see anything except this path. My head is killing me. I remember only a skeleton with a staff in the sky. This darkness was coming from him. Did he destroy everything around here? Just standing here won't do me any good, I guess. Press the switch to change between adventure, traveling through the map, and planning. Stop modes. Right-click or space. Okay. Continue your journey by changing the game mode. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Now we start moving around this loop. Hope I'll be able to find some shelter before nightfall, if such a thing as nightfall still even exists without a sky, of course. Okay, so the basic premise of this game, if you haven't seen it before, is that we have to travel around and around this endless loop, and we will unlock cards, which we are going to place around the map, which will make the monsters and such that we fight stronger. Then we'll change other things, like I might add treasure to the map or things like that. Or increase our health or our regen, things like that. We'll get random items as we go. We'll try and survive as long as we possibly can, and then once we can no longer survive, we will run away. There are boss battles if you can make it long enough, but I think at this stage we're not going to be strong enough to beat the boss. So we're just going to try and build up as much wealth as we can before we have to run away. That's the goal. Pay attention to the day progress bar at the top of the screen. That's this one here. New enemies usually appear at the end of the day. Continue your journey by changing the game mode to space or right-click. A living ball of slime. Quite a nuisance. They digest anything they can. Hey, I remembered this creature. Maybe I just need to freshen up my memory and everything will go back to normal. Traveling, fighting, and most other actions are done automatically. The player cannot affect them directly. So again, auto battler. I do like me an auto battler. It's hard to fight with your bare hands. I think there's a weapon in the remains of this thing that's not fully digested. Okay, so we've got our first weapon. It's an axe, does 4 to 6 damage. We'll equip that. I think I remember that there was a grove nearby. Are these even my memories, or do they belong to that slime? Okay, so we've got in a grove. If you look in the bottom right corner, you can see there that it's a gentle rustle of leaves, a crack of dry branch, and a feeling of being watched, and it will spawn a rat wolf every 2 days. The wolf can move to an adjacent tile. So, pop that down on the map, and that will give us a rat wolf to fight when we get to him. We can also change the speed, so we'll do that. We'll speed the game up, but the game should stay in its normal speed, so it's still in 1x speed while we're fighting, so the fights themselves won't be sped up. Just start moving around. Forest rat wolf. I was right. Some emotional stress, a few colourful images, and a bit of adrenaline, and everything will be forgotten like a bad dream. Or remembered as a bad... Damn. It's good that no one's listening. You can get new items and cards during battle. As you probably already noticed, some items have unique abilities, as do most of the cards. By hovering over an item or a card, you can inspect its properties. So we'll have a look at this dirk that we found. So that does 4 to 6 damage, which is the same, but it also adds 9% evasion. So that's an upgrade on our axe. We'll take that. And we found a forest. A thick forest. Nobody knows who or what could be lurking inside. Makes you a bit nervous. This gives us +1 hero attack speed. Very cool. So Attack speed is nice. We can just put it anywhere we like on the map. I think we'll start a forest up the top here. Why not? And we found a rock. And a rock will give us 2 HP and 2 more HP for every adjacent rock or mountain. So we'll start a little mountain over here. Now, great. So there was a mountain over there. And here's a forest. The world is just like new. The branches and stones in my backpack are a sure sign of that. Now, one of the cool things about this game, so we found some resources. We got some resources from a mountain. They went into our backpack. So we can see we've found some preserved rock and some stable wood. So we'll use these for upgrades after we get out of this loop. And another cool thing about these things that we place down is that they interact with other things. So if we place down, I know that one of them is like a 3x3 of rocks and mountains will create a mountain peak, which has better bonuses than just this rock or just those 9 items would by themselves. And from what I've seen, it looks like you can only have 1 mountain peak, but that could be wrong as well. I'm not really sure. So we won't do that in this tutorial, but it's just good to mention. Okay, I think it's time to have some rest. The game itself is a journey on a loop path. Only you will decide when it's time for the hero to return to the camp. Either you or the fangs and claws of your enemies, of course. You can retreat almost any time, but a special animation will let you know when it's safer to do it. So we can retreat to the camp now. We're going to do that. The thought of leaving the battlefield and going back to your cozy camp has passed through your mind. What a timely idea. The camp is just around the corner. Keep all your resources. So because we didn't die, and because we're at our camp, we can leave with all of our resources. And we'll do that. And that'll be the end of the tutorial. It's cold and dark here. A small fire can solve both of these problems. Nice place to set up camp. So we're going to build ourselves a campfire. Common campfire, warm and cozy. Monsters keep away from it, so it's a nice spot to have some rest between your travels. It's also the center of your camp and the starting point of your adventures. Hero restores 20% of his max HP upon entering the campfire tile. Very cool. So a lot of these items are not available in the demo, so we're not going to get any of this cool stuff until the 5th of March, which is just a few days away. But we do have a few upgrades here, so we will get to play for a little while. I'm excited about that. So we'll build us a campfire with our log and our rock that we found on that run, and we'll start restoring max HP every time we reach the campfire tile. Very cool. We're going to build it here. There we go. Now, tutorial's finished, and we are playing the game. I'm very excited. So we're going to do our first loop now. Don't have much choice of anything here. Later on, I think you can choose classes and things like that. This path, everything's wrong, but I remember. It looks like a completely different place, and it's empty again. Do my actions even have any meaning? Like, I have a choice. If one needed to give up and cry to save the world, I would be the worst savior of all. Let's do it. Alright, so we're going to fight some slimes. And the monsters will get stronger each time. I think it's each time we go around the loop. You'll see up here. It affects the enemy's loop counter, affects the enemy's level, affects the level of equipment found. So the more times we go around, the stronger everything's going to get, and the more difficult it's going to be to make it around the loop. So we found a bunch of things. We're going to place some of these down because we want to fight some monsters. We want to get some items. So let's put down some rat wolves. Let's do it. I don't really know. I don't have too much of an idea about what we're going to do with it, but I mean, let's chuck a couple groves down there. Cemetery will spawn a skeleton every 3 days. Let's do it. Let's get some skeleton action. As long as they're spread away from our rat wolves a little bit, I suppose it doesn't matter too much. Let's get some skeleton boys going on around here, eh? Treasury. The thick walls guard all types of riches from thieves and their previous owners. Gives a random resource after placing anything on an adjacent tile, but cannot be built adjacent to anything. So we'll set up a little treasury zone. We're going to build meadows, I think, next to those. We'll see when we get there. Rocks, we're going to build ourselves a little mountain peak for sure. So I'm going to do that over here. We'll get that started, and then we can keep looping. And here's another slime battle. So slimes just have a chance of spawning every day on empty paths. So we will get slimes to battle even if we haven't got tiles down. We'll still get to fight slimes. So here's a meadow. Earth carpeted with thick carpeted grass. Nothing really interesting unless you're a cow, of course. heals 2 HP at the start of each day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that next to this treasury, and cha-ching, we just earned ourselves some resources. We got some noticeable change, we got some rations, and we got some preserved pebbles. So that's great. We need these resources to upgrade that campsite that we were at earlier. So the more of those we can get, the better. Oh, and plus, because we placed that meadow next to the treasury, it became a blooming meadow, which heals 3 HP at the start of each day, instead of 2, I believe. You found any items yet? Looking forward to getting some of those. Okay, we've got some spiders. We've got another meadow. We'll chuck the meadow down. A beacon will speed up our movement speed by 40% in its range and gives 20% attack speed for all units. That includes us, and it includes our enemies. So we just want to cover as many tiles as possible, I guess, because it just speeds things up. So that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tiles. That would give us like 6. And that would give us 7. Yeah, I think we just go up here for now, speed ourselves up near our campsite. And should we fight some spiders? I think we should fight some spiders. Let's have some spiders over here. Really hope that we find some items soon though, because we're going to have a lot of monsters to fight. Nothing to fight them with. There we go, we found a shield. 4 defense, and we found an armor which will increase our max HP by 100. So that's great. It's a big upgrade to our max HP. We've only got 250 before we put that armor on. Sorry, I was having a drink. I missed putting down that meadow. 2 meadows. Okay, put those around our treasury and get a bit more HP regen. Okay, and we've got some of these wolf things to fight on our next way round. In fact, they'll probably grow into quite a big pack by the time we get around next time. And we got a mountain. Chuck that right in the middle of our little mountain thing that we're building. And we got some HP because we passed by our campsite. And it's the start of another day, and we've spawned a skeleton. So we're going to find a skeleton in a moment. It's going to be level 2. I'd love to find a weapon, please. Okay, we found another shield. This one has less defense, so we're not going to do anything with it at all. Now, if we let this fill up with items, and then we get some more, the ones that are at the bottom will just be... they'll disappear, and we'll get the resources, some resources for them. So we'll just let this disappear into the nether once we get there. So he's got 24 HP, he does 17.4 damage, and he does 0.3 attacks per second. Undead and has a soul. Excuse me. Now he's a bit tough for us. We really need a weapon. I may have made an error in putting down all of these. Oh, but that is a nice level 3 ring. Gives us some magic damage, 7% counter, and 6% evasion. So that's a huge upgrade on the nothing that we had in that slot before. And we may have gotten ourselves into trouble by placing all these monsters down before we have any items, but not sure. Okay, we've got another mountain. Put that down here, so that's going to give us 5 HP for every adjacent rock or mountain. Very cool. Now it's a new day again, which means more monsters. And these slimes are getting tougher already. See, I don't really know if it matters the placement of these to build our mountain. I'm just going to hope not. We can put another beacon down. Three spiders. Okay, this is going to be a tough fight. I have a little bit of a feeling we might have gotten ourselves in a little bit too deep. Well, we've got a weapon, so that's nice. A little bit more damage. Okay. A rock, a mountain. Keep going. Okay, what have we found? We found some armor. It's not as good as the armor we have on. We found a ring. It's not as good as the ring we have on. And we found a shield. That's the same. So we're going to do nothing with any of those. Now this is going to be a pretty risky fight. 3 of these walls. Got a bad feeling. Okay, we found a shield. It's the same as our current shield. And we found a ring with with evasion, more evasion, but less of the other things that we've got, so we won't put that on. Oh dear. Okay, we found another level 3 ring, 1.8 regen per second. Kind of like the ring we have on at the moment a bit more, with the counter and evasion. Keep that. Okay, and we found 2 items. We found a weapon, which is way better than our current weapon. Instead of 4 to 6 damage, we've got 11 to 17. And we found some armor with 3 times the max HP of our current armor, so that's a big relief to have that on as well. Okay, we found a shield. It's a blue rarity, which means it has 1 extra attribute. It's got 10 defense, way more than our current, and vampirism. Vampirism will steal life. Every time we attack, we get a little bit of life back. Which is going to be really good against, for example, the slimes. Okay, we've got lots of items here. We need to place down. So we've got another mountain, we've got a meadow, we've got a vampire mansion. So a vampire mansion adds vampires to battles on adjacent tiles. So we want to put it somewhere where we're not too worried about the fights. Oh, in a battlefield, spawns a chest at the start of each loop, and enemies on adjacent tiles can become ghosts. So, yes, we would love a chest. Let's put it right there. Oh, could that affect... I don't know. Put it here, we'll get a chest when we get round to here. Vampire Mansion. Where do we want our vampires? I'm thinking over here, because at the moment I'm a little worried about these fights that we've got going on. If we added vampires to any of these fights, we might be in trouble. So, let's just put it where there's only going to be slimes. And we'll fight slimes and vampires. So we'll get vampire fights here. Back off, human! A vampire? Where are your lands? If your farmers need help, I'd be glad to offer it. No more lands, no more flock, only hundreds of years of emptiness. And hundreds of years of hunger. Save yourself while you still can. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep my head straight. What hundreds of years are you talking about? Your mind is easy to trick, but you can't trick my hunger. It demands its share. Every sip, every drop of blood will go to satiate it. I'm too weak, but you can help me, then I will set this crumbled world right. Right. I'm doing this not just for myself, but for everyone, in the name of good. So be grateful for my hard work and just let me bleed you dry. I don't want to do that. I want to kill you, Mr. Vampire. Okay. Vampires often owned our lands. They kept the peace and helped our settlements to prosper. But this won't do it all. Now they're just pale shadows of their former selves, both physically and mentally. Apparently, the blood of other creatures doesn't make good sustenance. He wasn't joking about the hunger. Even the creatures that just stand near him are imbued with the power to devour someone else's life. Okay, we got things to place. Put down some meadows. We got another rock. And another treasury. I think we'll do the same thing as what we did last time with this treasury. And we'll just plonk it down here and build all around it. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. We need this HP back when we pass this campfire, quite desperately. Okay, so we found a couple of level 1 items. They're not going to be as good as what we're wearing at the moment. Got another meadow. Now, just finished off this treasury, which has given us heaps of resources, which is great. But it's now empty. So it'll spawn a gargoyle every 3 days. So by placing items all around that treasury, we've used it all up, let it dry, and now we're going to have to fight gargoyles, which is fun. Okay, we're getting HP back here from passing our campfire, 20% back, and we're going to fight a skeleton. Oh, and we've got a ghost. Okay, it's not too scary. Oh, it's a little scary. Okay, and we've got things to place. I've got another beacon. Let's put that down. Let's just put it down there. Road lantern. Decreases the maximum number of monsters on adjacent tiles. The effective lanterns can stack. So we could make these fights a little bit less scary if we wanted to. So we could put down some more spiders in the same sort of area as our current spiders, I suppose. And we can put a road lantern down so that we won't have to fight so many of them at the same time. We can put a rock down, and there we go. There's our mountain peak. So that gives 120 HP, 5 additional HP for every adjacent mountain or rock tile, and spawns a harpy every 2 days. So now we're going to have to start fighting harpies as well. So we'll pop these down because it'll be adjacent to our mountain peak. Give us some more HP. So we're up to 700 HP now. And we found some armor, and these are orange rarity, which means that they have 3 extra stats, which is awesome. So 326 extra max HP is great. Damage to all, evasion, and vampirism. All very cool. Found a ring. It'll increase our defense and attack speed, but I like the counter and evasion that we've got already, so we won't worry about that. And nothing else there looks terribly exciting, so let's keep going. Here's our first chest. So this should hopefully give us some nice items. And it does. It gives us a level 3 shield with less defense, but some extra defense, and regen per second. Now 1.2 regen per second I don't think will be better than the vampirism that we've got on here. 10% vampirism, 10% about damage. Well, that's only like 1 or 2, isn't it? Does regen per second work when you're just walking? I wonder. Let's find out. When we're just walking through the loop, are we going to regen health? We are. Okay, so that might be better. It might be better than just vampirism. I'm not sure. It's good to experiment, right? Okay, some more spiders. Let's do it. Got a road lantern here, so hopefully these fights won't get too bad. Oh no, goblin camp. So these goblins have set up, and they appear for every 10 mountain or rock tiles that you've got. So because we've built this awesome mountain peak, we're not going to have to fight goblins, and we're going to have to fight them at the same time as we fight spiders, which is a little bit scary. Maybe we could put another road lantern down just to make our life a little easier. Yeah, let's do it. So that'll just reduce the number of monsters that can spawn on that tile. So now doing damage to everyone, which is nice. We have lost our vampirism. Okay, battlefield, we've got one of those already. Spawns the chest, and enemies can become ghosts. Let's do it. Let's just do it. And maybe another cemetery for some more skeletons. Stop! Where did these goblins come from? I don't remember remembering you. We remembered ourselves. Now give us all you've got. You have no idea what's going on, right? Why don't you help me restore order in this world first, and then you can do anything you want to. Goblin must rob. No other order in the world. Fair enough. Guess I don't have any valid objection here. Oh wait, I do have one. How about I kill you? Strange how these creatures appeared here on their own. Maybe it means that everything is actually not so bad and the world is trying to restore itself. Or that even the apocalypse isn't enough to get rid of some pests. Okay, found another rock. Put that next to our mountain peak. Not sure if this is adjacent to the mountain peak or not. So we can see our stats down there. We've got 15 to 23 damage, 500 extra max HP, 2 damage to all, 2 magic damage, regen per second, vampirism, defense, counter, evasion, and 20 HP per day. Not bad. Oh, we found some armor. We should have a look at it. Damage to all and evasion. I like our current armor more with all of its stats, so we'll just keep going. Okay, this could be an interesting fight. These guys are level 3 now, remember, so they're stronger than before. Okay, what have we found? We found another vampire mansion. Where should we fight some vampires? I think we should. We could put another grove down. We'll keep them all together, why not? Maybe we'll just pop another vampire mansion up here. I don't really know if I want to fight vampires with skeletons. Maybe that's not a terrible idea because they only spawn every 3 days. So the fights that we get into won't be too disgustingly difficult. Let's do it. Have a gamble. Okay, we found a cemetery, so more skeletons. We're gonna have a lot of skeletons to fight. Skeletons and vampires, let's do it! Okay, we've got a meadow. We'll pop that next to the treasury, get some more resources so that when we do run away, we can take some cool stuff with us. Our HP will be okay once we pass our little cozy campsite. Okay, this is going to be a tough fight. We got a vampire, we got a harpy, and a skeleton. I'm a little nervous. No! What do you mean, no? You want to save the world? You want to ask for help? Our answer is no. How did you? But why no? We see far away, we see deep inside. For a long time there's been just emptiness instead of the sky, but it doesn't stop us from seeing. Your saving of the world is one-sided and too up front. Each person sees his own way of saving the world. That's why no one will ever join you. Fine, I don't fully understand it, but tell me your version. What does it mean to save the world to you? My progeny and my kin. For it to be strong and to live. It's a part of the cycle of life and death. It is life itself. It is the world. I will kill you and feed your remains to my starving younglings, and life will go on. But how many lives does your blade give birth to by killing again and again? Only one. I don't want you or your children to die from starvation. Please, try to see reason. If my mission succeeds, harpies can have all the sky and all the hunting grounds they need. I can't feed my children with your beautiful words. It's time to say goodbye. And it might be. I'm a little nervous. No, we're okay. Harpy's dead. Skeleton is dead. Oh no, and the skeleton spawned a ghost. Okay, we're good, we're good. And we found some cool looking items. I feel awful. By fixing one evil, I'm becoming a source of another. There's no home for harpies except the highest mountains, but there's no food there. Can't imagine how they managed to survive if their mountain was simply cut out of reality. Okay, we found... Oh! Never mind. Fight this fight. Maybe I should slow the game down a little bit now that things are getting interesting. Okay, we found some meadows. Put those down for a bit of regen. We found another rock. Put that down for some more max HP. And look at all the stuff we found. So, start with the armor. Our current armor is better in every way, so keep that. We found a better ring. In fact, we found 2 rings, so we need to decide which of these we want to wear. So do we want magic damage, damage to all, regen per second, and vampirism? Sounds good. Damage to all, counter, regen per second, and evasion. Counter and evasion are both awesome. Avoiding hits and doing more damage. Vampirism's also awesome though. I think I would like the counter and the evasion. We found a scimitar, 13 to 19 damage, 2 damage to all, and 12% increased attack speed. That's very cool. Spear is 10 to 14 and 16% counter. I think we're going to wear the scimitar. And we found some armor. More max HP, defense, regen per second, and evasion. Let's do it. Okay, and we keep looping. Okay, 2 spiders and a slime. Find a meadow. And then a shield that we're probably not going to want to wear. And some armor that we're probably not going to want to wear. So we'll pop down another mountain. Pop down another meadow. And keep looping. Okay, with some more items we're not going to want to wear. And another rock. Let's just put it in the corner so that it looks pretty. Let's keep looping. Okay, and we've got the goblin fight. A little bit scary. He does rage, and rages after an ally dies and does 30% more damage. Okay, that's a bit scary. Why did we not fight him first then? Okay, and we found another weapon. A broken longsword. 17 to 25 damage, 4 damage to all, and 1.8 regen per second. So it's a little bit slower, but that regen per second is quite nice. So let's do that. We will speed it back up. I don't want to take all day to get around our loop. Okay. More armor that we're not going to wear. Want to wear. Okay, we found a grove. Oh, here's that gargoyle. Okay. Okay. So this is coming from our grove. not our grove, our treasury. He's a bit scary. Extra attack speed. Okay. We're all good. And we've got heaps of items from that. So again, pop down all of these things we found. Add to our meadows. Do we want another grove? Why not? Another rock. Another rock. Another grove. Okay, this grove is getting really long, but it's kind of pretty, isn't it? So let's do it. So obviously the harder you make your loop to get around, the tougher it is to survive another loop, and then you have to retreat earlier. We could put a road lantern down to make this a little bit less scary in this area. I think we'll do that. Throw down a road lantern, put it down on the mountain. What was that? Oh gosh, another goblin camp. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I hope that's okay. Okay, we're back around. Around for another loop. Vampire and a skeleton. So basically what that said is that any other ally who's in a fight with a vampire will gain vampirism, which will make them, give them lifesteal. So what I'd really like to do is I'd like to at least fill this up before we run away, so we can take some nice resources with us and build something beside our campfire. So hopefully we can make it through another loop, get another meadow or two, and then escape, or maybe we could last another 2 loops, I'm not sure. Found a Dirk, same attack damage, but has evasion. Rather have 14% evasion, or extra damage to all, and regen. I think we'll keep the regen. This ring has vampirism, defense, and magic damage. No, I like my current ring. This ring has just 17% vampirism. So, plain items that are not unique or legendary or whatever the rarity terms are called have quite high amounts of their base stats. So 70% of vampirism is really high, but it has no other stats. And I think I like the stats that are on our ring, so we'll stick to what we've got at the moment. Oh, and these guys are hurting us. Okay, we found another sword. 14 to 20 damage. So that's quite a bit lower, but 12% more attack speed and 1.8 regen per second. You know what? That could be better. 12% more attack speed. Nah, we've got more than 12. We've got like 25% more damage, so 12% attack speed's not as good as the damage we've got already. Some armor. It's not as good as our current armor, so we'll ignore that. Yeah, these fights are getting difficult. Found a shield. Okay, it's got lots more defense and increases our attack speed. Not lots more defense, a little bit more defense. I think 16% more attack speed is probably better than 1.2 regen, so we'll take it. Oh, and another meadow. That's what we want. We need 1 more of those, and I'll be happy boy. What is that? A blood clot. Wait. Where did you come from? Undead liquid and has a soul. Okay, I want to find out where this blood clot came from. Excuse me, haven't quite worked out what his deal is yet. Okay, items. Nice. There's the meadow we wanted. Boom. That will of course mean more gargoyles. Where is the blood clot coming from? Spawns a skeleton. Blood path. Not only ghosts are created on the battlefields, spawns a blood clot every 4 days. Okay, so because our battlefield is next to a cemetery, or because there's 2 battlefields next to each other, we now get a blood path, which spawns blood clots. Okay, interesting. And that dropped us some cool items, so maybe it's worth having a blood clot in the picture. So we've got a scimitar that's more damage, adds magic damage, and adds attack speed. I like it. We are losing some regen, but let's go. Let's go for it. Armor, more HP, regen per second is better, and slightly less evasion and slightly less defense. Let's take it. Shield. I like our current shield quite a lot, so I don't think we'll take that. Ring. More damage to all, some defense, less counter, nah. And his armor's not as good as what we're wearing, so just leave that. And I guess we can put the more expensive items towards the bottom so that they go away first and we get more money or resources for them. I assume that would be how it works. I'm not sure. Oh, and we should have put down this rock, really. That's okay. Do that now. Throw down a mountain, throw down a rock. Another treasury, why not? Got a grove. Oh my goodness, we've got so many groves. I mean, can we afford it? More fights? Yeah, I guess so. I hope so. Okay, so a ring, level 3. Another level 3 ring. And a level 3 shield. Okay. So this may be our last loop, or we might get in another one after this before we run away. Goblin fight. Goblins dropped us a juicy looking ring. Okay, we'll pop down the rock. We could pop down on the beacon. Why not? Speed ourselves up a little. And another cemetery. Oh, let's do it. Why not? Gonna gargoyle the fight here. It's a relatively easy fight. And we've got a couple of rings to look at. So magic damage, 11. That's quite high. And 3 defense, or 5 defense and 12% attack speed. Damage to all, counter, regen per second, and evasion. Magic damage of 11. It's quite high. We're only doing 22 to 32 already. Let's take it. Do some more damage. So just another useless shield. Ooh, what is this? Defense, attack speed, and regen per second. Attack speed 12%. No, it's not as good as our current ring. The regen could be nice. We'll just keep in mind that we've got a ring with regen on it if we look like we're going to die. We'll pop down on the mountain. Yeah, I think we're going to have to run after this loop. I think I've been a little bit haphazard with how many things that we've put down on our loop. Because, like, for example, all these groves and stuff, it's getting a little bit dangerous. We've got a goblin fight with 3 goblins that I'm really worried about. That could be the death of us. Oh, I think it might be. Do we want to put on the regen ring? Oh, I don't know. We'll take a gamble. Okay. They do more damage every time an ally dies, which is what makes them really scary. Oh, okay, we're okay, we're okay. We are going to run. Once we get to our camp, we're just going to run. We'll call that the end of the episode. We've made a lot of resources in this run. Hopefully we survive these fights. Oh, the harpy's a little scary. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to go into this fight. Wanted to pause it. Okay. Get a few more resources by putting these down. We just spawned another goblin camp, I believe. It made a funny sound when we put that mountain down, or that rock down. We'll put down the spider cocoon, because I think we might get resources. No, didn't look like it. And we're going to run away. So, the thought of leaving the battlefield and going back to your cozy camp has passed through your mind. What a timely idea. The camp is just around the corner. So we get to keep all of these resources, these awesome things that we found. What did we find? We found some stable branches, stable wood, preserved pebbles, preserved rock, scrap metal, stable metal, rations, food supply, orb of expansion, noticeable change, and metamorphosis. So we're gonna, because our health is low, the monsters we're fighting are really tough. We didn't, I think, plan very well with the things we put down. I think we should have done it slower. I think we should have put less things on our loop and just hung on to some of those items that we got. And I think that's what we'll do next time, but we're going to retreat. Lose nothing. So we lose nothing by running away. I can't believe it! Hey everybody, the boy has managed to return. Survivors, does this mean I'm not alone anymore? Where did you come from? Is there still a place without darkness? We don't know where we came from, or we can't remember. These people you see are only a small part of that's left from the group, I think. You're not sure? We're not sure. We reached that conclusion because of the abandoned luggage and leftover daily rations. Every day we find new signs of people that, as far as everybody here knows, have never even been with us. It's like we forgot them. Forgot? Exactly. It's like people disappear every day and we instantly forget they even existed. Almost as if we forgot the place we came from, and our families, and maybe even ourselves. My name's Yota. That's the part I still remember. Nobody else's memory is in much better shape. That's why I remember so little about myself. Everything is forgotten. But wait, you said that I'd managed to return. That means that you knew I'd left here. That's why it's so important for us. We saw you leave, but you were gone before we were able to approach you. Listen, we can't wander around in this emptiness anymore. There's a campfire and a few sleeping bags here, a real luxury in these dark times. What do you say? Of course, I'd be very grateful if we could team up. I want to restore everything. I've begun to remember the world as it was before. But there's no point to it without other people. It's too lonely without them. Remembering the world? I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm too exhausted. But we'd be glad if you could help us, and we'd be glad to help you. Just don't ask us to go with you. I don't know how you managed to return, but for us, leaving the group is too dangerous. I'll ask no such thing of you. For now, I just want to have a place to return to, a place where I can hear other people's voices. Okay. We weren't joking about helping you. Here are a few things that survived the cataclysm and neither vanished nor forgotten. You might need them. She's given us some resources, which is nice. So we got some food supply, and I think there was some rocks and some wood or something. And it looks as though maybe we can afford to buy something. We can. So we could buy, to upgrade ourselves, we could buy a field kitchen, which will give 10% of the campfire, 10% extra to the campfire's healing power. So every time we pass the campfire, we gain 30 HP instead of the 20. And it will unlock the Blood Grove card that we could place down. We can unlock the Herbalist's Hut. Potions. The Hands of the Herbalist always remember how to mix dried herbs and brew healing potions. Potion heals 4% of max HP, and you can take up to 3 potions with. 2 potions are refilled at the camp, and it unlocks the swamp. Now we can't afford a smithy yet. If we could, it would let us start an expedition with basic warrior's gear, unlock the ability to craft tools for the camp as the supply depot is built, which we can't build in the demo. So, Herbalist Hut, do we want some potions, or do we want extra healing every time we pass the campfire? So 10% of max HP is better than 4 times 3. We'll pass around the loop more than twice, so that makes the field kitchen more attractive. Where's it going to look the nicest in our camp? I like the idea of having a kitchen here between these 2 campsites. You know the difference between a good cook and a bad cook? The food made by a good cook is tastier. What, you were waiting for something more elaborate? Sometimes the truth is very simple. Look, I have a cauldron, a hearth, a couple of knives, a bucket of potatoes, 3 onions, and some ham. Nothing special. Everything's very simple. Give me a few minutes and everyone in this camp will be running to my table, following the tasty smell of a good stew. Very cool. So we got a chef now. That is awesome. And so our campfire here restores, 30% of max HP upon entering the campfire. And the 10%. So that's very cool. So that, my friends, was episode 0.1 of Loop Hero. By looking at what we could build here, it looks like we'll have enough for a couple more episodes. The refuge and the farm and the gymnasium. There's a few more things that we can build here, so I think we'll probably get another couple episodes in before I run out of things to do in the demo. But I am really looking forward to the full release of this game, and it's only in a couple of days anyway, so assuming March the 5th rolls around, we'll jump straight into episode 1, the 0.123 series type thing. And if you've made it this long, through the video, I just want to say a massive thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and my apologies for not making so many videos lately. I've just been really busy in real life. I've started a couple of new jobs, and I've just been flat out. But when I have time, of course, I'll keep making videos. I've really enjoyed the comments that I've got from you guys so far, and I'm glad that other people are enjoying this. Usually I just play games by myself, but if you guys want to watch me do it, then I'm more than happy to record them and talk to myself while I do it. So thanks again. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, guys. Bye for now.